The third eye is located right in the middle of the eyebrows, and it's actually the location of the pineal gland that produces serotonin, a mood booster, and melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. I'm Paula from Happy Yoga Wales, and this is a slow flow that's perfect for the evening to promote good, deep sleep. So we're going to start today in a child's pose. If you've got a block handy, then grab it now, and we're going to place it on the floor in front of us so that we can put the forehead down there. So placing some pressure on this pineal gland will help to stimulate blood flow to that area. So you can bring the knees out wide and big toes together, or bring the knees closer together if that works for you. And then just let the torso fall over the legs, and then rest your forehead down wherever it reaches. And then if it's comfortable, bring the arms behind you. So the shoulders are just melting away from the ears, and the fingertips are reaching back towards the heels. So just nice and relaxed here. Take a few deep breaths in and out of the nose if that's comfortable. Let the belly expand and be soft. And then just really bring your attention to this space in between the forehead, in between the eyebrows. So we're going to work quite a lot with the eyes as well as this space in between the eyebrows. So as we're here, just gently rock side to side, pressing the forehead on the ground or on your block. Just a gentle massage. If it's comfortable, keeping the eyes closed here. Just taking a couple more breaths. And then when you're ready, just bringing the hands forward so they're close to the knees, and then using the hands to press your way back up. Lifting the shoulders, lifting the upper body. So we're going to come all the way down onto our bellies into our Sphinx pose. Bringing the forearms out in front of you, lengthen the legs out of the low back and press the feet into the ground. So the arms are about shoulder width apart, and collarbones are broad. Let the chest just melt forwards. There should be no pressure in the low back here. If there is, just slide the arms a bit further away from you so that extension in the back isn't quite so deep. And then here, I just said we're going to work with the eyes. We're actually going to do some clock eyes. So you're just going to make sure the neck is in line with the spine, and then gaze up with the eyes, so just the eyes moving, and then over to the right, down to the ground, over to the left, and up to the ceiling. And then again, same direction, just keeping the shoulders relaxed, keeping the jaw relaxed. So multitasking here, getting a nice stretch through the chest and the front body, while stimulating this pineal gland. And then change directions. Softening a little bit more through the jaw, softening through the shoulders. And then just relaxing the eyes. Make a little pillow with the hands. Take the elbows out wide and rest the forehead on top of the hands here. So again, feeling that pressure in between the eyebrows. Maybe it feels good. Again, just gently rocking the head side to side, like you would shake your head no. Even making some little circles. And then when you're ready, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, pressing your way up into a tabletop position. So we're going to come into some cat-cows here, but again, working with the eyes at the same time. So spread the fingers wide and stacking the shoulders above the wrists, the hips above the knees. We're going to take a big breath in
And then let the belly come down, chest come forwards, and we're just going to gaze up so the eyes roll up towards the sky. And then exhale round through the back, so tucking the tailbone, and lift and separate the shoulder blades and looking towards the nose. And then keeping going between these two movements. So inhale, belly down, chest forwards, looking up to the sky. Exhale, draw the belly button in, lift and separate the shoulder blades, looking towards the nose. Keep going with your own breath. And our third eye is also our centre of intuition. So if you feel like you want to move a little bit differently here, if you want to sway side to side, then just go with what feels good. And then next time you come to the centre, just pause in here in neutral. And we're going to come into pigeon pose. So I've got a cushion here handy. So if you have something like that, or a block even, then you might want to grab it now. So from our tabletop, we're going to bring the right knee forwards and just bring it to the right wrist. So about to the right wrist. So everyone's going to be a little bit different here. And then start to sink the hips back. Try and get this thigh to open out towards the side. And this is where you might want your pillow. So just sliding it underneath this right hip can feel pretty good. Now you'll notice my knee joint is closed here. So it's closed as opposed to open. And that's a little bit safer coming into it for the knee if you're not used to this position. So if the hips are tight, the knee will try to compensate and move instead. So just coming in with the knee joint closed allows you to work out what's right for you. So then lengthen the left leg back behind you and tuck the toes or keep them tucked. And you can stay here, so in this lifted position, lengthening out of the low back. Or if it's comfortable, you can start to walk the hands forwards and then dropping down either onto the elbows, maybe bringing the hands together here and just resting the forehead on the thumbs. Or if you've got a little bit more space, you could pop a block here and rest the head on the block, or even coming all the way down, resting the forehead on the hands on the ground. And just taking about 5 breaths, we're not here too long. And just breathing into any sensation. Remember, our motto in yoga is no pain, no pain. So if this pose doesn't work for you, you could always do a recline, so lying on your back, pigeon pose or half pigeon pose. There should definitely be no pain in the knees here. And then take a big breath in. And exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, lifting your way up. Take it slow, there's no rush at all. And to come out of this pose, just rolling onto the left hip. So tucking those toes under at the back, give yourself a little bit of space, and then just coming back to our tabletop position. Left and right have never been my strong point. And then from here, we're just going to come into our downward dog just briefly. So tucking the toes under, fingers facing, so index fingers face straight ahead, pressing firmly into the arms as we lift the hips. And stepping back to lengthen our stance. So really strong through the arms, armpits rolling towards each other. And really focusing on the forehead here again. So the head is really heavy, like a bowling ball. You could nod it yes, shake it no. Again, stimulating blood flow or promoting blood flow towards the pineal gland. And take a big breath in, last one here. And then from here, we're going to let our left knee come down towards our left wrist, setting up for our pigeon pose on the other side. And then stepping that right back if we need to. And bringing your pillow, your block, your cushion, whatever you want underneath that left hip. So just wiggling around here, but again, really trying to open up. So rolling that left thigh out away from the body to open up. And then pressing the outside edge, I didn't say this on the other side, of your foot, so your front foot, your left foot in this case, pressing it into the ground just for a bit of stability through that knee as well. Lengthening through the back leg. This might feel quite different to the other side, that's totally normal. Taking your time, either staying here, coming down onto the elbows, maybe resting the third eye space on the thumbs, maybe on the palms or the heels of the hand. So really just finding somewhere that works for you here, maybe coming all the way down. And taking a few slow, steady breaths here. Taking one more deep breath here. Inhale, let the belly expand. And sigh it out. Bringing the hands under the shoulders, walking your way back up, take it nice and slow. And again, just rolling onto the right hip, moving your prop out of the way. Tucking the back toes under, just lifting the knee so you can lift that hip and give yourself a little bit of space to come back either to your tabletop or to your downward dog, just wiggling out through the hips a little bit here. And then we will all meet in our downward dog just for a couple of breaths. So lifting the hips, again, let the head be really heavy. It might feel nice to just bend and straighten the knees one at a time here. And then slowly walk into the top of your mat. So take your time, you can come up to your fingertips, bend the knees as much as you want to. Bring the feet about hip distance apart and then bend the knees so that you can really lengthen through the torso. So lots of length through the spine here. Let the head be really heavy. So again, these inversions where our head is below our heart, just encourage the blood flow to this pineal gland, this space in between the eyebrows. And then from here, we're just going to press really firmly into the feet and roll up one vertebrae at a time. So keeping a big bend in the knees, chin tucked in, arms are hanging heavy. Come up super slow. And arriving in our mountain pose. So turn to face the long edge of your mat and just take the feet out wide so that when you stretch your arms out, your wrists are roughly above the ankles, and then turn your toes out at an angle here. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up like a star, and if your balance is okay, you're going to look up as well. And then as we exhale, we're going to bend the knees, bring the hands to heart center, sinking into our prayer squat. And we're looking down, so looking down towards the hands. And we're going to go between these two movements. So we inhale up, maybe looking up, bring the palms together above your head. Exhale, coming down, gazing down. And again, pressing through the feet, straightening the legs, gazing up, reaching up. So we're following the thumbs with our gaze the whole time. Inhaling up, looking up, finding the thumbs. And exhaling down. Let's do one more. Inhale up. Big breath in. And this time, keep the legs straight as you bring the hands down through the heart center. Turn the toes so they're facing the long edge of the mat. Hands come to the hips, lengthen through the crown of the head, and then pressing firmly into the feet. Bend forwards from the hips. It's totally okay to have a bend in the knees here. And just let the hands release down to the ground. So we're in our wide-legged forward fold. Breathing deeply here. So there's still a little bit of engagement in the legs. We're pressing into the outside edge of both feet. The weight is even between the front of the foot and the heels. And then really letting the torso lengthen and the head be heavy. Just a couple more breaths here. And then from here, we're just going to bring the fingers down to the ground and then heel toe the feet in towards each other. So you might need to bend the knees a bit more, that's absolutely fine. We're coming into our yogi squat, so keep the feet a little bit wider than the hips, toes turn out, and then start to sink your way down. So you might not go all the way down, that's fine, but we're just encouraging the knees again to go out to the sides, keeping them in line with the toes if we can. And then maybe bringing the hands to the heart. If it's more comfortable, just keep the fingers on the floor. If the hands are at the heart, reaching tall through the crown of the head, broad through the collarbones. And then just dipping the chin towards the chest and bringing the fingertips to the space in between the eyebrows. And just taking a couple of breaths here. And then releasing the hands down, bring one hand in front, one hand behind, and we're just gonna gracefully, or not, sit down on the ground. Bring the feet out in front of you, hands behind. It might feel nice here, just a windscreen wiper the knees, taking them over to the left, and then over to the right, just a couple of times. And then coming into any comfortable position to sit, so cross-legged or sitting on your shins, reaching tall through the crown of the head. And let's finish off by inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down just to the third eye, so the thumbs rest here. Dip the chin towards the chest. Feel that pressure in between the eyebrows. Taking a few breaths here. And then releasing the hands down to the heart. Well, thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you feel relaxed, ready for bed maybe if it's the evening, or just nice and chilled out. So let me know how this went for you. If you feel like you would benefit from going over some of these poses in a little bit more detail, then head over to happyyoga.wales and have a look at my absolute beginner yoga course, an online yoga course, where there's tutorials for lots of different yoga poses, and the aim of the course is to give you the confidence to do any yoga class, whether it's online or in person, and know that you can move in a way that suits your body using props to help you if necessary. So let me know how this went for you, and I will see you next time on the mat. I think I'm ready for bed now. The gland and the blood flow. I might just start all of that again. Let's start all of it again from the top.